Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. I hope it finds you well. And it's another one of those, I don't know. It's an I don't know Tuesday. Is it a taco? It is Tuesday. Maybe. Word circulating. You know, I love all of these. Right? I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another that maybe Donald Trump will be ready to end the war. And I don't know. Let everybody else deal with it after that. But the oil markets aren't cooperating. Of course, the gold markets continue, as we said, try to help. I mean, we're not perfect. We don't get everything right. But we're right a lot. And before all of this gets settled, because it's not settled yet, add to your gold and silver holdings. Why? Because as soon as it's settled, we're going to go right back to our regular scheduled program, which is print money, print a lot of money. Who knows, maybe even some stimulus I'm hearing now because prices are getting so high, cutting rates and all of that stuff, whether or not we should. But all of those things are very, very important. And a lot of people out there are waiting. Gosh, I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and wait. Take some action. Listen, if you're not going to look out for your wealth, believe me, the government will, and you don't want that. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. And we tried to get them on last week, and then we forgot about daylight savings time and whatnot. But we've got our good buddy, JR. This is the other side of things, right? Hey, got to make sure you've got the right financial advisor looking out for you and making sure you've got all your eggs in the right place. So it's great to have JR back with us. JR, what do you think, man? It is Tuesday, and at least maybe there's hope this thing's going to come to an end.
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me on. I'm not yet convinced that it's over. I mean, let me read something to you. Is that okay if I read something? Can I start out by quoting other people's work?
We love when you do that.
Do you really? So
no, really, because you know what it gives. It does. It helps with the fact that, well, I understand why Joe and Jason say certain things, right? Because they sell gold and silver. JR is going to say certain things because he's a financial advisor. So it's always good to say, hey, listen, let me tell you why we're saying these things. Here's people that are very highly respected that are telling you the same thing we're going to share with you.
That makes sense. Second opinion other than our own. So here's Robert Kiyosaki. This is this morning. This was early this morning. I mean, he's rich dad, poor dad guy. This guy won't mislead us. So breaking news on March 31st. The U.S. just dropped a 2,000-pound bunker buster bomb on Isfahan, Iran. President Trump posted the video himself. This happened in the last few hours. Here's what you need to know. The Wall Street Journal confirmed it's citing a U.S. official that a high volume of bunker buster or penetrator munitions was used in a strike on the large ammunition depot. 2,000-pound bombs, each one designed to penetrate reinforced concrete and hardened underground structures before detonating. Not one, not a few, but a high volume. Trump posted the video on Truth Social without a caption. The footage shows a chain of massive explosions tearing through the night sky, fireballs soaring, the ground shaking from secondary blasts as ammunition inside the depot cooked off a chain reaction. Says here, the city is the third largest city, home to 2.3 million people. It is also where most of Iran's 540 kilograms of highly enriched uranium is believed to be stored in underground tunnels deep enough that the U.S. chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has acknowledged may be too deep to destroy with conventional bombs. Let me stop him there. That means ground troops, right? I mean, that means we have to go in, which we're positioning for. So one more thing here. Meanwhile, also this morning, an Iranian drone struck a Kuwaiti oil tanker carrying 2 million barrels of oil near the Straits of Hormuz. The Kuwait Petroleum Corporation confirmed the attack and called it brutal. A fire broke out on board. 2 million barrels, one ship, one drone. Oil is now above 115 a barrel. 2 million barrels fit on one ship? Is that possible?
Oh, yeah, that's a super tanker. Those are, I believe, the ones that we don't have ports big enough for those, but other countries do. That is a very troubling sign, I guess, when we look at this. So let me tell you what's going on, because it is crazy. The Dow's up 500.
Yeah.
The bond market's like, we don't know what to do. So they're sitting at 433. Oil, NYMEX crude, up $1.50, over 104, approaching 105. Brent crude, this is where it gets really interesting. Up almost $6.50 right now. $119 in change. In unleaded gas, I hate to say it, it's up again as well. Approaching now $3.40 as gasoline now averaging over $4 a gallon all across the country. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. Of course, we got JR from Another Money Show joining us today. Like I said, the Dow up over 500 points. The S&P's up 100. The Nasdaq's up 400. They're pretty excited that maybe this is going to come to an end. Gold, ready, up $112. Yep, that's not a misprint. 46.25. And as we told you, the shift is here, right? We kind of called the shift last week. And get in here before things get dramatically worse or higher price. Look at silver up 370, 73.65. I mean, you're talking about something here where, again, no change in my forecast. I mean, gold is undervalued here by, maybe $1,500. You know what? Silver may be undervalued by 70, 75.
And we got gold and oil both going up.
Yes. See, and that's the thing. Remember, we were in the opposite phase that when this thing started out, and now the script has been flipped. Right now, $5 Liberties. Ready? Everyone be ready. $5 Liberties, $1,215. By the way, $20 gold is going to be $48.95 because gold just keeps shooting up. $48.95, $1,215 on a $5 gold piece. That's $48.60 if you bought 4 of them. So that's going to be below, what a $20 gold piece is going to be if you want a $5 Indian. Just $10 more at $1,225. And for those of you looking to buy silver right next to spot, I got you today. Rolls of silver dimes, $265. That's about 25 cents over spot. It may be under spot before the end of the show, Jason. We'll have to watch. But there you go. $5 Liberties, $1,215. $5 Indians, $1,225. You can't buy fractional for the same as 1 ounce, except when we do it right here at Patriot. And then rolls of silver dimes, $265 at 800-951-0592. We did get one piece of economic data out. That was the JOLT survey. Remember, it's jobs week this week. Job openings fell by, well, a lot. 6.9 million jobs. That was down from 7.24 million jobs. At the same time, they're talking about, is there going to be hiring, not hiring, job losses in food service and accommodations, mining and lodging. But yeah, not a lot there. Kind of, what everybody had expected. The number of hires decreased down 498,000. Number of hires so far this year down almost 400,000 from last year. And then the number of quits is kind of showing the market is having some trouble here. All the way down to just 157,000 quits less. By the way, the lowest number of quits since 2020. So definitely this is what they want, right? They want to see bad jobs data this week so they can cut rates, even though inflation's going to be roaring, Jason.
Yeah, and inflation is going to keep roaring. So everything that's being done in the world today is about false scarcity. And the only thing that's not scarce is dollars. And that's why you have the inflation. Way more. JR, just tons of dollars. And suddenly we're just making everything else a lot less readily available, like oil and natural gas and everything.
I mean, when I first said something this morning, you said, do I think the war is winding down? Do I think there's an off-ramp, whatever? That's why the market's jumping today. I mean, everything I read says no, it's going the other way. I mean, other nations are getting involved. When I bring it back here, when I bring it back home, Jason, I wrestle with you with the thought of what you're saying every day in my practice now. Can we keep puffing up the financial markets with our easy money? I hate to say it, but yeah, I look at the big picture. I mean, AI, data centers, healthcare, borders, politics, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, sleeper cells, late credit card payments, auto loans, subprime auto loan late payments, commercial real estate, private credit, gates and fees. Every single thing around me is problematic. And yet days like today, I mean, now the Dow is pushing, 600 points up? The Dow.
JR, when Trump was in his first term, did Venezuela, with the sanctions heavy on their country, do they have a good economy in Venezuela?
They did not.
And they had a record stock market.
Oh, good point. Japan. Is Japan in a recession for
why would it be any different
years?
here? Why would it be any different here if we're going to have a burn-up to a huge, I guess, market crash? I do agree there's going to be a huge market crash, but once again, I use the analogy of the peanut butter jar. The peanut butter jar is the entire economy, and when times are good, the moneyed elite, they put the peanut butter in the jar. Right about the time that the things are going to go wrong, and they fill that peanut butter jar. That's I still think they're filling it. That's just me. I think they're still filling it. But before it really goes down, before it really hits hard, all the peanut butter leaves, and then all that stuff stuck to the side. That's all your customers, JR. That's all the people that have been trying to take advantage of what I guess would be so-called better times. And then the spatula comes in and clears it right out. I see it all the time. I see it all the time with our customers. I mean, gold and silver's there, thank God, for guys that need it when things go bad. But if you're bringing in your gold and selling it and you're not buying, that's the peanut butter clearing from the jar, JR.
All right, hear me out. What if their hands are slippery and they drop the jar and there's glass everywhere? I mean, I come across as so half empty. I get that. I just, the comparison with Venezuela, they've had decades of having problems with lack of foods and medicine and power.
Sanctions.
This country.
Sanctions.
Yeah.
They've had sanctions.
Yes.
Doesn't it kind of feel like if you're in a central bank country, you as a citizen are a little bit sanctioned every day with your property tax, with your income tax? Doesn't it feel like we're being sanctioned, but that doesn't mean our markets don't go up for those that take advantage of it?
Well, yeah, you talked false scarcities.
Yep.
Isn't that kind of like a sanction?
It absolutely
right?
is.
Right?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of like a sanction?
Yes, it is.
We're sitting here in this. Let's face it, right? And obviously, listen, the stock market's down 10%, but big deal. So 45,000, and yet, is there anybody out there that says we've got a great economy? No. As a matter of fact, it's getting worse. Right, and we understand that, right? Jason and I and JR, he's been with us for a little while. We've been warning you. Stagflation was the most likely outcome of all of this. And this whole thing with energy, and now it's spreading, right? Every day this goes on. Think about today's news. Trump's, let it leak out that, hey, I may be able, Trump ain't say he may be able, ready to walk away. If that had been a week ago, 2 weeks ago, oil would have been down, what, $10, $15?
Oh, yeah.
NYMEX crude's up almost $7 today, $119. You know why? Because it doesn't matter now. Every day this thing goes on, it's a bigger and bigger problem. And of course, every day, we're just left guessing, right? We have no idea. And then, of course, we drop the biggest bombs of the war. So we'll see how this all plays out. But there are situations where when you have a stock market that can thrive or at least run hard in place because of massive money printing, and yet the average person ends up in a whole lot of trouble. I think Venezuela is a very good example. Now, are we going to have 100% inflation and all that? No. But it will feel like the equivalent of that. We are getting ready. Listen, it's boom and bust, boom and bust, boom and bust. We're getting ready for the next huge chunk of the population to exit the middle class and become a part of the lower class. And of course, we'll have at least another percent graduate into the upper class, right? I mean, this is probably where we are headed. And it really doesn't matter. The stock market has kind of stopped following what the real economy of America has been doing because they've drowned the market in so much money.
Yeah. Well, there was no other choice when you go 14 years with no interest to be made. And one thing about my negativity, I always believe in diversification and moderation. We have brokerage accounts for people. We have fixed products. We send people to you. We ask people to have physical cash at home. I mean, when I think things are negative, we try to be proactive, not reactive. So I know I'm out here saying that the market doesn't make sense. I mean, March 9th was 17-year anniversary since the end of the great financial correction. So, but I do want you to know, I mean, Anthony, who does our securities in the office, he's really good. I mean, he's got heavy cash positions for people. We're waiting for opportunities. I mean, after 2000, after 2008, there was a lot of wealth created. So even though I come on here and I'm short-term negative, I'm still not thinking the world's ending. I don't think we're going to all be throwing rocks at each other quite yet.
Did the housing crash really come to an end?
No. Did they ever fix it? No.
Because you say it came to an end. I'm like, it seems like we're still living with the added bad policies of mortgage-backed securities and all that other stuff, right, Joe?
Yeah.
I just meant the end of the downturn.
17
months.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
But I love where JR is coming
$29 trillion to fix it.
And, yeah, right. And think about Warren Buffett. He was in the news today. They dusted him off today. And remember his big thing, right? Hey, I stack my cash while I'm waiting for the opportunity. And I think that's kind of what you just heard JR say. Hey, listen, we've got strategies in place and just because we don't feel great about the market doesn't mean that you can't position yourself for when we feel a lot better about the markets. And so that's one of the great things about why we love having JR be a part of what we're doing, because it really is something where, and we say this all the time, listen, you can't put all your money, well, you can. I don't recommend it to anybody. Having all your money in gold and silver, it's just as bad of an idea as having it all in the stock market or all in housing or whatever it may be. Diversification and everything in moderation, that's the key to financial success, and we're really happy to have JR and his team.
I got a question, though. I got a question, Joe. If you had to put it all in one, if you were forced to put it all in one, where do you put it?
Marijuana stocks. Wait, no.
It's a great question. We'll be back. I'm not going to answer it after the break.
Yes, ma'am, back.
800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. I'll get it out. Remember, big special, and something we tried to, Jason and I were talking today and said, hey, let's make something affordable. $4,895. That's a lot, right? Still a lot for us regular folk. $5 liberties, less than 20s, at $1,215. Buy 4 of those, you get the same amount of gold as a 20, but for less. How about $5 Indian? Same price. Same price. Right? $1,225. Right? 4 of those, essentially the same price as a $20 gold piece. And then if you like silver and you like buying it next to spot, rolls of silver dimes, $265 at 800-951-0592. I did see something I did not like this morning. Gold premiums jumped up today. Jason, it's just kind of reaffirming what we've said. It looks like all of a sudden we went from everybody needed liquidity. People weren't selling gold. I mean, we had a lot of paper gold selling, but they had to raise money. Now they've got their portfolio back to where, they were caught off guard. And all of a sudden, Jason, we're seeing, once again, all this money come into the gold market. Remember what we talked about yesterday? Use of the dollar as far as reserves, down to the lowest levels now, going back to 1994. That was like before the euro. Right? That's when you had, think about it, you had all kinds of choices. Yep. You had the French franc, right? The German mark, the Italian lira, right? The Spanish real. You had all these things to pick from. And of course, this is by far the lowest since the euro's been around. But the big news in all of that, it was last year that gold passed the euro. Now, not only has it passed the euro as number 2, it lapped it, right? I mean, it lapped the euro. Gold is approaching now almost 1-to-1. For every dollar we're holding, man, we want to hold gold, the same amount of gold as they do dollars right now. That was the big thing out of that report yesterday.
I'm just going to say this, is I get the emails that Joe gets from wholesale, and they put out a buying 90% silver, Joe.
Yeah.
We're gonna start selling 90% silver because it's going to be too late to get this cheap stuff. We had to buy it super cheap because the wholesaler had nowhere to dump it, so they had to buy it from us super cheap. I've been telling people, buy it. So we don't have that today, but unless Joe pulls something out. But listen, when I joined up with Joe in 2018, 8 years ago, almost exactly 8 years ago, we sold in the year 2018 $20 gold pieces for $1,250. Mostly it was around $1,350 for the year, but there were times during that year where we were selling them for $1,250. So we've had $5 liberties for more than that recently. So a $5 liberty. So how about this? You guys missed. You guys missed it if you didn't buy 2018. What you need to focus on by buying today is, okay, what's the next 8 years hold? If we just go the same 4X move, then you're going to have $4,800 to $5,000 $5 liberties. That's if it goes at the same speed, which I don't think it's going to go at the same speed. It means that in 2034, gold could very easily be $20,000. Now, how does that $5 lib at $12.15 sound now? You got to have a long-term plan with this. You got to put your savings in here. If you have money that you need to turn around and sell it, you don't buy gold and then turn around and sell it back to us. You'll lose on the premium. It's any financial instrument. Jared will tell you there is some cost to all of this. But you get in, you make your decision, you hold on for the appropriate amount of time. And in this case, Joe, think about this. In 2034, it might be $5,000 to get one of these coins that we're buying today. And 8 years is not a long time, and I don't think it's going to take 8 years to get there. $20,000 gold is probably less than a decade away, Joe.
Well, and for those of you that think, oh, that's just outrageous, right? That's just Jason trying to sell gold. Maybe.
Go back to 2003.
Maybe. Well, go back to what are we talking about? The last time we really had hyper/stagflation, the 70s, right? Gold went from, $42 to $800. And so when we're sitting here and telling you, hey, gold's going to go from, 5,000 to 20,000, that would be an improvement from where we were in the 70s, right? I mean, think about it, right? Gold went up more than, 20 times. Here we're talking about, hey, get ready for 4 times. And I think you're right, Jay. I don't think it. I know it because I know what these clowns are going to do. Jay Powell, JR, I have to ask you, did you see Jay Powell yesterday? He was talking at Harvard.
I did.
He sat there. Guess what he said, guys? Ready? You don't think, listen, these guys are liars. They are crooks. They steal from us every freaking day. And this guy comes out and says he thinks inflation's well anchored. And there is no reason to raise interest rates, and that if you just, forget about the war, everything would have been fine. And of course, listen, inflation, as you know, before the war started, we got all that inflation data. Their favorite inflation gauge number, JR, was back to 3.9%. And then Jay Powell's telling us, it's fine, it's well anchored. We're not going to do anything whatsoever to stop it.
Well, and as a financial advisor, it piqued my interest when he said, we don't have to pay down the debt. Did you catch that part?
Right. Well, I mean, think about it. This is the strategy, right? If we can just grow the economy faster, then we print the money. And I just don't get it. If that had worked, we should have the debt paid off by now. I mean, think about it. Alan Greenspan said we'd have it paid off by 2010, right? Of course, by 2010 it was $10 trillion. Look at all the money we printed. We printed another $30 trillion. Right? All the money they've created, the debt just keeps getting worse. I'll be honest. I get it. There's no good plan. But the head of the Federal Reserve just went out and lied to the entire world about what's coming. And believe me, I hate to say it, but you guys should be running to the phone right now because they've lost their minds. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, along with our buddy JR. Really quickly, I want to remind everybody, tomorrow we will have a very big Texit update. So you guys are going to want to, especially all of us that are involved in Texit and Iskander, some very, very big things have happened, and we'll update all of you on that.
And we'll have
tomorrow.
a crypto meeting here at the radio station as well at 6 o'clock.
Ooh.
So
okay. Okay.
We're not having the week off until the 22nd of April. I mixed up last week, so.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you guys decided, oh, my gosh, the news is so good, we need to have a meeting. But I get it. Okay. Really quickly, remember, the sale today, and it is a very, very good one. Some are better than others, and this is a real good one. $5 Liberties. Doesn't matter. I don't care how many you get. They're $1,215. If you bought 4 of those, it'd be cheaper than a $20 gold piece. And you guys know that does not happen. $5 Indians. I'm kind of partial to the Indians, and so that's kind of why I put them in there. It's $10 more. So instead of $1,215, it's $1,225. So what, you pay $5 more for 4 $5 Indians than a $20 gold piece. And then rolls of silver dimes all the way down to $265. We're like within, last time I saw it was less than 50 cents above melt, above spot at $265. All of those available at 800-951-0592. And then JR, I know that there's a lot of listeners out there been reaching out to you. How do our listeners get a hold of you if they decide, you know what, hey, I like what JR's talking about here. I need to get a hold of him and have him check out what I'm doing financially.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, they can reach out to me at 623-523-0444 or an email address that, here's the easiest one, team@anothermoneyshow.com. So 623-523-0444 or email team@anothermoneyshow.com.
And then tell them about your show. When are you on and what station are you on here in Phoenix?
So we're here locally. We're on 960 The Patriot, and we're on at 5 o'clock in the morning and again at noon on Saturdays. And then we do a podcast that comes out Friday afternoons. We have a YouTube channel. So it's growing. I mean, this month is 4 years that we've been on. 4 years, never missed an episode.
That's a long, long time. Yeah, gosh, I think about how many years I've been doing this, and it really is nuts. Jason just talking about, gosh, we're just, tomorrow, whatever. Well, not tomorrow technically, but right, we're coming, 8 years? Is it 8 years?
I joined. I called you on Groundhog's Day, so that's way past 8 years. We signed papers in February, and then it took a little while to get our the afternoon show on the air. That was March 19th, about 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
the first show.
Okay.
But yeah, you and I had shook hands in February 8 years ago, and here it is 8 years later, and we're still doing it. And you just never know what you're going to get from year to year. Since the radio station got involved with the radio station, Joe, it's been quite an adventure.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that's a word. For sure. There's other words you can use.
I'm working on it. But
it is absolutely shocking to sit here and think about what we're talking about today and the things that Jay Powell said yesterday. I mean, it was just it's disgusting to hear, the things that he's saying, especially with, don't worry about inflation. We're not going to do anything. Don't worry. Hey, we don't have to pay off the debt, right, JR? And of course, he wasn't done. He also had another warning about the financial system, didn't he? It's funny. He told, we're watching the credit markets, and of course we know about private credit and it's blowing up. But he had a warning that nobody really seemed to be talking about. Enlighten us.
Yeah. So the young man said that he straight out said we're going to have a cyber attack on our financial system, whether he meant banks, whether he meant, Wall Street, all of it. I mean, he straight out said we're going to have a cyber attack coming. That should frighten every single person in this country.
Yeah, I don't know. Is JR breaking up for you?
We caught the gist of it. We caught what you were saying.
Yes. And it's interesting that he's bringing that up now. And for a lot of people, this will be their first foray into what it'll look like when the banks close your accounts, right? When all of a sudden, hey, why can't I access my money? All of those great things. And I'm sure it'll all be very well timed, right? Just in time to usher in some form of central bank digital currency, because that'll be the only way they can prevent stuff like that from happening in the future. Sure. All right. Get your gold put away. 800-951-0592. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. Final segment here again. $5 Liberties, $1,215. $5 Indians, $1,225. Rolls of silver dimes at $265. Gold's up $115, $26.25. Silver's up almost $4 now, just below $74. So when you look at those rolls of dimes right now, $74.12. So you're pretty dang close. Silver at spot on those silver dimes today at 800-951-0592. So interesting developments. Here's the president. Well, I think the Strait of Hormuz will automatically open once we leave. My attitude is I've obliterated the country. They have no strength left. And let the countries that are using the straits, let them go open it. Because I would imagine whoever's controlling the oil will be very happy to open the strait.
Oh, boy.
But we won't have to be there much longer. We have more work to do in terms of killing their offense, whatever capabilities they have left.
I can translate that, I think.
Give it to me.
I think the war's coming to an end based off what based off what I just heard, because I think a deal has been struck. I think that the Strait of Hormuz will open up. They've already damaged enough oil infrastructure for their inflative cycle, and I have a feeling the sanctions are just going to come to an end. This is Trump being tough and saying we won, but if the sanctions are over, that means Iran brokered a deal. They're welcomed into the world community, and here comes the inflation in a massive way.
The RIGC has countered, saying that now U.S. technology companies are now targets starting Wednesday night, saying that Apple, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, Intel, Oracle, IBM, Meta, NVIDIA, Boeing, and others will now be targeted. And legitimate targets in the response by the actions carried out by the United States and Israel. So
you got three options. You got three options. He's lying. You got Taco, or you've got a deal was brokered so that every side can claim victory. And it's one of those three. It's going to happen by next week, or maybe the week after the tournament's over. Maybe that's when they. Whatever, but
and it's so tough because I don't know. Because, like Jason said, you're right. He could be lying because he's done that plenty of times. Strategy, right? It's a part of the deal. I'm looking at oil is up.
It is.
Brent still up $6 right now at $119. But a lot, again. A lot more interesting rhetoric to leave everybody confused.
Here's the other thing, Joe. We've said this, JR, in previous week or two. Is the glut of oil so gigantic that it's taking a long time to drink it up for their inflation? Does Trump got to keep going out and giving everybody hope so that every time it doesn't show up, they can pound that oil price a little higher? Right, Joe? I mean, does he have to keep saying, I think I'm going to end it? Then it doesn't, makes it worse, pushes the price? I don't know, JR.
Well, I'll say this. This is the first time I think is going to end it has resulted in higher oil prices. So maybe they're calling Trump's bluff. Okay, you better meet it because we're going to run oil until you actually end it now. No more. We're not going to fall for it again. Hey, JR, thank you for joining us.